Meanwhile, the European Commission President Ursula Von Der Leyen is addressing the Ukrainian Parliament following the European Council's decision granting Ukraine the EU candidate status. Let's listen in.
You have come such a long way since 2014. You have chosen firmly to be a democracy and to live under the rule of law. And this choice Ukraine has already made for itself, for its own sake. Mr. President, you once told me that everything that Ukraine would do for EU membership, it would do anyway. Because that is the modern and prosperous Ukraine you want it to be. And the next steps are within your reach. But they will require hard work, determination, and above all, unity of purpose. Today, the international community is mobilizing to support your efforts to rebuild your beautiful country. Next Monday, together with President Zelensky and Prime Minister Shmyhal, I will participate in the Lugano Conference for the reconstruction of Ukraine. Your European path and the reconstruction of the country will go hand in hand. Ukraine will be in the lead. Massive investments will have to come. But to maximize their impact and to foster business confidence, investments will have to be coupled with a new wave of reforms. And you have determined your reform agenda, and you have already made important progress. Take the fight against corruption. Preventing and combating corruption has been particularly high on your agenda since the Revolution of Dignity. You have created an impressive anti-corruption machine. But now, these institutions need teeth and the right people in senior posts. The new head of the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office and the new director of the National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine should be appointed as soon as possible. Or take your plans to reform the Constitutional Court. Legislation is needed for selection procedures for judges, in line with the recommendations of the Venice Commission. Institutions must come to life, so that they can deliver on the aspirations of your people. Or think about the excessive influence of oligarchs on the economy. Today, Ukraine is the only country in Europe's Eastern Partnership to have adopted a law to break the oligarchs' grip on your economy and political life. And I commend you for that. Now you have to focus on the implementation of this law. In a legally sound manner, taking into account the forthcoming opinion of the Venice Commission. A media law should also be adopted. One that aligns Ukraine's legislation with current EU standards and empowers the independent media regulator. In some honourable members, many of the laws and the institutions you need are already in place. Now is the time to translate rules and bodies into positive, enduring change. Of course, reforms always take time. That's how our democracies work. They need constant commitment and dedication. And, for instance, no one expects Ukraine to fill in all posts in your new institutions, while so many of your best and brightest are fighting on the front. But Ukraine's democracy must be kept on the right track. And you have already shown that you can pass important laws even as the war still rages on, and make every day count. You know the work that lies ahead better than anyone else. The word Rada means counsel. And counsel means collective wisdom. I am confident that you will put your collective wisdom at the service of Ukraine when it comes to reform and to the future of your country. So today I come here with a very simple message. There's a long road ahead, but Europe will be at your side every step of the way, for as long as it takes, from these dark days of war until the moment you cross the door that leads into our European Union. I believe in Ukraine's European future. And the reason is simple. The reason is the tenacity of the Ukrainian people. Your resolve, your passion for Europe, your desire to live the European dream in your beautiful country. And as President Zelensky said in his first speech in front of this parliament, and I quote, "Europe is not somewhere else. Europe is here, in your mind. And when Europe is in your mind, then Europe will come to your country too." End of quote. It is your country. It is your future. And only you can make it happen. You are the ones who can change this country for good. And this will be your ultimate victory. A free and prosperous and vibrant Ukraine. A sovereign Ukraine that is finally reunited with our European family. Slava Ukraini!
All right, so that was Ursula Von Der Leyen there stating that European Union membership will, of course, be fast-tracked. She also stated some important points in terms of how the European Union has been lending its support and will continue to lend its support in its fight against Russia. She also spoke on a whole host of different issues, stating that Ukraine has, of course, come a long way since 2014 and has made a lot of progress in fighting against corruption. She also stated that this of course, is a crucial fight that Ukraine is involved in, and the European Union completely backs the people of Ukraine in standing up against the Russians. And she reiterated as to how the European Union intends to go forth and go ahead in terms of helping Ukraine out in getting the EU membership.
Defending the whole Ukraine, the whole Europe, we are defending the right to freedom, the right to sovereignty. The Ukrainian parliament had a dream for...
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.